himself is saying explicitly that he's going to
talking
God.
about the Bible.
Say again?
I'm talking about the two Bibles. Yeah, they have some passages which are the same, but on the other side there are some passages that are not quite
So are you
expressed the same way.
no, are you saying that the German Bible
Gives a different
the
message.
meaning will be the different? Is Jesus God in German Bible?
Well, you could also ask yourself if the German and the Chinese Bible are the same, but I don't think so because they are always different.
The language is
concepts of
different,
languages.
but the verses will say the same thing. Will they not?
Would they convey the same message?
They don't
It will
change.
be the same.
They change the words, but they don't change the meaning.
Yeah. No, they won't change the meaning.
Well, that's a big problem if it does.
What is it?
If it changes the meaning, then it's a big problem.
They are like how many? At least 3 different words for love in Greek. Yeah, like.
But they all say love.
Yeah, but they also love. But
They
all
all
mean
say love.
different
It doesn't
things.
change the meaning.
No, it does.
If Jesus says in the English Bible, I go to my God and your God,
Yeah.
the German one will say in German,
The same
I
thing.
go to my God and your God.
You can check it.
He just did. He did earlier. He did check earlier, but somehow he seems reluctant to accept it, even though it's
But it
explicit.
does say that. Does it say that in German? That I go to your God and my God.
Yeah, he read
Because
that.
the English Christians who speak English, they have no problem with that. They have no. They don't say that it's different. They say this is the Hebrew, well, also so in the Greek or the Hebrew text.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm sorry.
Is it? By the way, is that your friend over there?
Yes.
Okay. Does he? Do you think he knows the Bible a bit more? Because it
I
would be
don't know.
it would be unfair for me to ask you if you didn't know the Bible yourself, to question you on that. But if he knows a bit better, I would rather have a discussion with him as well if he wants to.
The one with the.
Yeah, the guy with the hat.
Oh no, he's not my friend.
Oh, he's not your friend. Okay, that's fine. No,
You can ask him.
yeah, that's fine. No, that's all right. So all I'm saying is that look, there are explicit verses in the Bible which says that Jesus is not God. Okay, there are explicit verses where Jesus says he has a God. There are explicit verses where Jesus says he doesn't know the hour or the time when he's going to come back, the last hour. There's explicit verses where Jesus, basically says that God is immortal, that he does not die. I'm assuming you believe Jesus died, yes, on the cross?
Yes, but also only because he is not only God but also man.
Yeah, but if he's God and man, then he died, right?
Yes, he does.
Which means he's immortal.
Yeah, that's the boundary of our thoughts of the.
No, it's not a boundary.
imagination.
It's
It
very
is,
clear.
Because you can't
He's either
figure it.
immortal or mortal.
Yeah,
Which
that's-
one is he?
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. You can't break this boundary.
I'm not breaking the boundary. I'm actually keeping it within the boundary.
Yeah,
The boundary
that's-
says
that's
that
the problem.
if anyone who dies, yeah, just a few minutes. If God clearly says that he's immortal, can you go against God's own explanation and mention that he about his nature? Would you oppose that nature of God?
That's just the same thing as if an irresistible force hitting an unmovable object.
I didn't quite get that. What was
Yeah,
that
sorry,
again?
it's, and
If God tells you that he,
an unstoppable force.
yeah, if God tells you that he's the greatest, yes, there's no one greater than him. Would you then say no, there is someone greater than him? If God explicitly tells you this, that he is the greatest, the almighty, yes, the sovereign Lord of everyone, would you then go say no, there's someone higher than you? Would you say that? Would you oppose God?
I don't suppose so.
Good. So if God tells you that he's immortal, would you say that he's immortal? If God explicitly tells you
Yeah.
that he is immortal,
But he
means he does not die.
Not only does he tell me that he's immortal, but also that he's capable of doing all things.
No, wait. You're conflating the two things. If God tells you something that he doesn't do, yes, would you go against that? I'll come to the second bit with you, no problem. I won't ignore that. If God tells you explicitly, remember, explicitly, very clearly, that he does not die, would you say he dies?
That's not how we can break it down. That's
Why not?
Because
Why did you not do the same thing with when God said that he's almighty? Why did you not debate that?
he's everything at the same time.
He's not everything at the same time.
He's
You cannot be mortal and
serious.
immortal at the same time, then you're
No,
contradicting
I'm
yourself.
not talking about mortal, immortal.
But I'm talking about that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get that.
So, once again, if God tells you that he's immortal, does he mean mortal?
No, but at the same time, he's still
He's still what? He's still immortal?
no. But part when he's Jesus, he's not only God but also human.
Yeah, but that's what I'm telling you. If Jesus is human and God,
Yeah.
then he's immortal. You need to accept that. You can't have your cake and eat it.
I can.
No, you can't.
I see. This is
You're, Unless you're telling me you're going to discard what God tells you and go by your own logic and your own understanding and your own, your own understanding and your own beliefs, then that's fine. Then you're rejecting what God tells you explicitly.
I'm not doing it.
You are. If God tells you, look, 1 Timothy chapter 6:16, go home and check it. God says that He alone is immortal. There are two very clear words here.
Yeah,
The
no,
word
but
alone.
God and Jesus are the same thing. So
My
there's
friend,
no conflict.
let me finish. This is the Bible I'm discussing. When He says He alone is immortal, who lives in unapproachable light, whom no man hath seen or can see. Have people seen Jesus?
Yes.
So this is not talking about Jesus. The other thing God says is that He alone is immortal. Means no one else is immortal, only Him. Yes? Which is an exclusive statement telling you that no one else, not you, not me, not Jesus, not anyone else is immortal, only God Almighty. Yeah, that is the Bible again. Unless you want to reject it, it's up to you.
No, I don't think that's the Bible.
I just
think
gave you
you're
the.
twisting it.
Okay, if I'm twisting, you keep saying this. Have you actually? No,
No, I haven't.
wait. If you're saying I'm twisting it,
Yeah.
that means it implies you have read the verse and you know about this verse.
No, I don't know, but I don't have.
So why would you say I'm twisting it if you don't even know the verse? You're making an allegation without even knowing what the verse says.
No, that's not true.
Okay, open your verse and you tell me which part I
don't have to
twisted.
do that.
Why? Because you made an allegation against me. So I want you to back up your allegation with evidence. Otherwise, don't make the allegation. If I tell you you are lying, then I need to support my evidence.
That's
Yes?
okay, that's just fine.
Do you normally make allegations without supporting it?
No,
Then why did you just do it to me?
that's a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one.
No, I like that.
Good. So tell me, which part did I twist? It says, He alone is immortal, who lives in unapproachable light, whom no man has seen or can see. He alone is
Yeah, he's
immortal.
talking about himself.
About whom? About Jesus.
God,
Is it Jesus?
you can't accept.
Wait. Is it Jesus or is
No,
it
I don't
not?
have to answer. You can't accept.
He doesn't have to
It's a
answer.
simple question.
Every time it's a difficult question, you say, I don't want to answer. Every other question you
No,
answer,
I'm not talking-
but the ones which are difficult, you say, I don't want to answer.
I'm not saying.
There's a verse, you can read it.
It must be difficult for a reason. Why is it difficult for you to answer? There must be a reason.
Yeah. Here's a verse if you think I'm twisting it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? You're going to apologize for your. You're not going to apologize
No.
for making an
No,
false
because-
allegation?
No, because you don't.
Okay,
let me
very
finish.
humble man. Why would you not apologize for an allegation that is false?
Who said that it's false? You just don't
Because
let
you
me
said I
finish.
twisted it.
Yeah, and you don't
Did
let
I
me
twist it?
finish
Okay, did I twist it?
In my opinion, you did.
Which part did I
let me-
twist?
Let me
What he
explain.
means is the verse. Was the verse the way he stated?
Honestly, you know.
Was the verse the same? Was the verse the same? Which one? The one that he showed you. Was it the way he said it was?
I don't know. He's talking so much. I can't remember everything he says.
I think.
Brother,
you
why
reached
don't
the-
have the courage to say yes?
No, I mean,
no? Why?
did you see the verse? Did you have a look at the verse on the phone? No.
He did. He read the verse.
Yeah, the one that he was talking about. Was it the same? Yeah.
You know,
Sorry.
for you to make false allegations, I think you should have the courtesy to apologize. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Okay, it just shows your character. Maybe you don't like. Maybe sorry doesn't come very easily for you.
No.
That's fine. Learn to be
Anyway,
humble,
look, I think
young man.
that's-
Yeah, but I don't. No, I don't think I want to end it on that. What I want to say is this: when you come across explicit verses, clear verses,
Yeah.
what is the reason for rejecting it?
The reason for rejecting is that I, contrary to you, accept that there are things that. go
Not me.
over-
No. This is you. I'm talking about you. I'm asking you this question. When you come across a clear
Yeah,
verse,
I answered it, so let me.
yeah, but
give
you're
you
saying
just
about
some
me. I'm
time
not saying
to
about me.
answer it.
Yes, I will give you, but make sure it's with reference to you, not to me. The question was to you. Why would you reject something which is clear in the Bible, like God is immortal? Why would you reject it?
I don't think that you can put it that way.
Okay, how would you put it? You tell me.
Thing is, for me, it doesn't. Everything has to. Not everything has to make sense to me. I don't have to understand everything. I don't need to.
Would you believe
get
something
rid-
you don't
No,
understand?
let me finish.
Yeah,
I
go
don't need to get rid of. Oh man, vocabulary. Of things that seem illogical, because I don't think that my God I believe in is something I can describe fully.
Which we didn't ask you to.
That's what I said.
which we didn't ask you to?
No, but
Did I ever ask you to describe God fully?
Yeah, because
No, I didn't. I'm telling you, go
came
back.
to me and
I'm
said
saying
that
go based on the Bible. I didn't ask you to describe God fully. Never did. Never expect you to. God doesn't expect anyone to know God fully because it's beyond our ability,
Yeah,
beyond our
so
scope.
It's okay if I don't understand everything.
Yeah, but I didn't ask you to understand everything
No,
about
but you
God.
asked
I asked you at
explanation.
least. I asked you to at least understand what God tells you in the Bible.
Yes,
Not
you
even the
asked-
Quran. This is the Bible. God tells you in the Bible that He is immortal. Should I believe you, who says God can die, or should I believe the Bible, where God says He doesn't die? Whom do I believe? You or God?
I think you should make up your own mind.
I
That's
did.
okay.
I did
that's-
actually.
I thought
If
so.
you were in my place, whom would you believe? God or me?
But yourself or God?
No, no. If something I tell you,
Yeah.
would you believe me or would you believe what God tells you?
I would believe what God tells me.
Thank you. So you're just like me then, no different. But it seems like you don't want to believe what God tells you.
No.
You want to believe what other people
I
tell
just
you.
understand it differently.
You just said it. You will go by what God believes, or what God tells
Yeah.
you. You just admitted
And I
that.
stand it
And now you're
differently
going to
than
backtrack again?
you. No. I understand
Okay,
it
so let me ask you
differently.
again. Would you believe what God tells you or would you believe what humans tell you?
I understand it differently what God tells me. That's all I have to say.
Okay, so if
That's
God
the
tells you
answer.
that He doesn't die, He's immortal, what do you understand by that? When God tells you that He is immortal,
Yeah.
what do you understand by that? Because the meaning of the word immortal means someone who does not die.
Yeah.
What do you understand by the word immortal in the context of that verse? He alone is immortal. What do you understand by that?
That he cannot die.
Thank you. So you said your understanding is different, but it seems like even your understanding is the same. You just said I understand it differently. You said I understand it differently. So let me summarize this. You would believe what God tells you. Yes? Agreed? You would understand the meaning of immortal as someone who doesn't die. Agreed?
Okay.
Okay. Keeping these two in mind, do you believe God can die? Now think carefully before you answer because you always rush to. This time I want you to take your time. Think carefully to the question, with regards to the question, that God is immortal and God is telling you that He is immortal and you understand that that means He does not die. Now the question to you is this. Can God die?
Yes.
There you go, end of story. Maybe we should shake hands and just quit here because it looks like you're contradicting yourself and you don't even realize it. I'm sorry to say that.
God